live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us on 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. Friday, June 2nd. We're going in depth tonight on a number of topics. The debate over pulling the Bible from elementary and junior high schools in Davis County, plus the annual Pride Festival in Salt Lake City happening this weekend. But before we dive in, we are following some breaking news tonight. 2 men are dead in West Jordan after being electrocuted while cutting a tree. Emma Riley is live on scene for us with what we know tonight. Emma, what are you seeing and hearing right now?
Yes, we are still on scene here in Lucky Cove Drive in West Jordan. The accident happened around 2 p.m. this afternoon when 2 people were trying to cut down a tree. I just spoke with the homeowner and he told me that it was a dad, his son, and his son's best friend. The dad did witness the tragic accident, but as far as we know, we don't know their names or how old they were. But it is a very sad scene still here. They're still working to clear the scene out. As you can see behind me, they had some curtains over the fence, and the homeowner told me that they will be put up in a hotel room tonight. The homeowner told me that neighbors were the ones who called him. He was not home at the time, and they believe that his machinery got caught with the electrical wire and then it caught fire, and that's what led to them being electrocuted. The homeowner did tell me that he was hoping to get the power cut off before they started work, and that he was devastated that it led to this accident. But police are still here on scene, and they expect to be here for a little while longer. And we will continue to provide updates. I'll continue to provide updates on social media and on our website. And we'll still be around here for the next few hours. In West Jordan, Emma Riley, KUTV 2 News.
Emma, thank you so much. We're following more breaking news tonight from southern Utah. Check out this video from the Wahweap Marina, Lake Powell. So it's actually Arizona side that these boats were burning on. You can see multiple boats on fire. The marina is right along that border area. When we reached out and saw some video, let's take it full for you, by the way, so you can get a better view. This is from Lauren and Heather Rankin. They were out enjoying Lake Powell today. They shared a number of videos with me today. You can see kind of this bird's eye view up on the perch here of multiple boats on fire. One of them towards the middle part of your screen was actually drifting away, and then Heather shared this photo with me as well. This happened within the last few hours. I reached out to Glen Canyon National Recreation Area via text and also with an email and a phone call to try to see just how many boats did catch fire, any injuries, potential cause to all of this. Very busy down there right now. A number of people did get back to me when I sent them messages. They said pretty consistent story, at least 5 boats caught fire. So when we get more information on that, we'll bring it to you. Salt Lake City is preparing for an annual LGBTQ+ Pride Festival, expected to bring in roughly 150,000 people over the weekend. But given the rise in threats towards LGBTQ-oriented events in recent years, Salt Lake City Police will be busy and be out in force with a heavier presence at this festival. Our Darby Sparks spoke with Salt Lake City Police. She joins us live now here on 2 News Live. Darby, what are they doing to ensure the safety of those who want to come out to this event and this entire festival?
So, Brian, I just want to make it clear that there have been no threats towards this event. They're just making sure that there will continue to be no threats and the event will be peaceful and everybody will be safe. It's the tightest security ever due to those tensions that you just mentioned. There will be metal detectors that have not been there before. Unarmed officers will be everywhere, plus security personnel. There will be just one entrance to come through. Staff and volunteers have also been through active shooter training, and police are monitoring some online websites for threats. However, there have not been any threats yet. So everybody who is interested in attending that event, just know that they are expecting it to be peaceful for right now. Back to you, Brian.
Darby, what did they tell you about threats over the years at this event or towards this event? I know you were looking into that.
Yeah, so I requested through police records any assaults or violence that have taken place in the years prior, and in the last 5 years there's really been nothing. There was one arrest that took place last year due to somebody throwing water at somebody else. There have been no hate crimes or anything. This has been a generally peaceful event, and they expect it to continue to be so, Brian.
All good news leading up to a very busy, very popular event here in the downtown Salt Lake City area. Darby Sparks live for us tonight here on 2 News Live. Darby, thanks so much. Be prepared for some road closures for the Pride events happening this weekend. On Sunday, that annual Pride Parade starts 10 a.m. from 100 South West Temple. The Pride Parade route travels east on 1st South, turns south on 400 East, it turns west on 7th South, and it ends at 7th South and 2nd East. If you know the grid system well, you can follow that, but for everybody else who has trouble figuring out the navigation, we've got the layout, we've got the route on our website right now. There will be road closures, so plan ahead. It's going to be on our website coming up shortly, KUTV.com. So the parade may be the biggest Pride event, but it's not the only one. Happening in about 30 minutes, there's a Pride March and rally taking place at the Utah State Capitol from 6 to 8 p.m. And the Loud and Queer concert is also tonight. Features a performance from Icona Pop. It's happening Washington and Library Square. That's downtown, 8 p.m. until midnight. And then tomorrow, a drag brunch at the Exchange that runs from 10:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. So lots of options here. Also, tomorrow is the first day of the Pride Festival happening Washington Square and Library Square all day tomorrow, 1 p.m. until midnight. On Sunday, the big event, if you will, the Pride Parade happening Sunday, goes from 10 a.m. to noon, goes through downtown Salt Lake City. Should be a great time. We've been out there for many years. The event is all weekend long, the second day of the Pride Festival. Same location as Saturday. That time is noon to 11 p.m. While some of these events are free to attend, many do require tickets, so make sure to check online before you go. We want to hear from you at home. What Pride activities do you plan on attending over the weekend? I know you can catch us at the Pride Parade on Sunday. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to weigh in. Most of you saying you don't plan to attend this year. You know, they have changed off and on over the last few years because of the pandemic for a little bit, and then they came back and they changed once again. But some consistency with some of these events coming back this year in full force. So maybe we'll see that viewer poll change here throughout the night. Let's take a live look at current road conditions. If you are doing it on I-15 on a Friday evening, this is what it looks like in Utah County in the Pleasant Grove area. Is it pleasant? Well, depends on who you ask. If you're heading one direction, you're probably a little bit more slowed down than the other direction, but it doesn't look so bad compared to what you can see most days during the week at about this time. So if you're out there, just take it easy and be kind to one another. Easier said than done on the roads these days. Oh, Sterling is here. He got the Friday call to join us on 2 News Live. Thank you for being here. What are you looking at heading into the weekend? I know there have been some strong storms. I was looking at the radar, looking at the lightning coming down across the state today. Pretty consistent with what's been going on here over the last few weeks come those afternoon hours.
Yes, but we are seeing more activity in southern Utah today than we saw in the last few days. So that's increased a little bit, but it's actually going to decrease as we move into the weekend, and it'll turn just sunny and dry across southern Utah. But we have had some storms across the northern part of the state, and here's a look at some of those rainfall totals. Evanston, 1/3 of an inch, as you can see there, and 2,900ths in Price. Provo, Brigham Young, 1,600ths. Vernal, 1,400ths. Cedar City, 1,200ths. And West Jordan had 900ths of an inch this morning with some of those showers moving through. So not a lot of water, but enough to keep things nice and calm and quiet and green, and it is very green across the state.
Keeping it green.
Let's check the forecast and we'll show you what we've got going on as far as the weather across the state of Utah. 77 in Salt Lake City was the high today so far. 68 in Manti. So some of those showery areas seeing cooler temperatures. Look at Bryce Canyon, 63, 69 in Price, 60 in Vernal, and 71 in Ely, 68 in Elko. So very pleasant day. This is an interesting thing for the Wasatch Front here. This is Snowbird. at 9,177 feet. The snow water equivalent is still 32.4 inches. And that is, the peak was 72.3 back on April 26th. We still have 45% of that snow water equivalent to melt up in the Cottonwood Canyons. That's not the case statewide, however. We are down to 9% left statewide. So on the 2nd of June, we have 2.8 snow water equivalent statewide average. And April 7th, we had a record of snow water equivalent of 30 inches. So we've melted 27.2 inches of water over the last 30 days or so, but or 2 months, I should say. So here we go. This is what we've got left, 9%, not too bad. It's melting quickly across most of Utah, but the Cottonwood Canyons still have a lot to go. Those showers, as we mentioned, still moving through the state. Let's zoom into southern Utah. We'll show you what we've got going on there. We've had a few little showers move right through St. George. We've had several little bands of showers moving through Zion National Park and Cedar City. We've got another little area of showers moving towards you now, off to the west, possibly some more. We have a little band that's been approaching I-15 for about 30 minutes now, and it looks like it will cross over I-15. Delta had a little shower, but northern Utah here, look how quiet it is. We had one little shower move through Farmington Centerville area with a couple of rumbles of thunder, and that's about it. Tonight we'll see those overnight lows in the 40s and 50s, 60s in St. George, and 45 in Rock Springs. Highs tomorrow will be in the 70s. We'll see those scattered afternoon storms mainly across the central mountains, and that means we'll still see some flash flooding in some of these Bryce Canyon, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Grand Staircase. Still will possibly see some flash flooding in those areas. So just stay out of those areas tomorrow if you can. Arches and Canyonlands in the 80s, Capitol Reef 80s, Bryce Canyon in the 60s, and Zion National Park in the 80s. And check this out, as we move into the middle of June, we're still forecasting above normal precipitation across the west. Here's the forecast for the next 7 days. 90s for St. George and sunny skies and a little bit breezy Monday through Thursday and Friday. Overnight lows in the 60s. For Salt Lake City, our temperatures will climb back into the 80s on Sunday, and we'll stay there into the 80s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Overnight lows in the 60s. So really a pretty nice forecast headed your way for northern and southern Utah. Got a little low pressure system. We'll talk more about that tonight on 2 News at 10, but that may affect northwestern Utah. Well, it's just a little guy though.
A nice sunny Sunday. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, looking good.
It's nice to take that break here from the, I know there's always still a chance too with something moving through, but it's kind of become what I grew to know growing up in New England, afternoon humid thunderstorms. Not humid,
no,
but they're rolling through kind of like they did in my childhood. So it's bringing back that.
Well, June is our 3rd driest month of the year here in Utah. So this is not a normal pattern for us.
Didn't think so.
Yeah, definitely not.
I haven't experienced something like this, at least in recent years, where it seems to be every single day.
Yep.
Thank you, Sterling. Remember to download our 2 News weather app to know about changes in your neighborhood. Get updated forecasts, live radar right on your phone. The app is free to download. Well, the debate over pulling the Bible from elementary and junior high schools in Davis County is not over yet. We brought this to you yesterday when we learned about that. Davis County school district officials say their decision to remove the book is being appealed. Plus, district officials are now confirming the Book of Mormon is also being challenged. That came out today. Paul Nelson live with the details tonight. Paul, what's the next step for educators as they determine if the Book of Mormon should be pulled from the shelves and the Bible at this point?
Yeah, now the process for the Book of Mormon is going to be exactly the same thing that it was for the Bible. You have a committee that reviews the material, basically like they reviewed the Bible, the entirety of the Bible. So that took about 6 months to kind of go all through that. So they're going to review everything. And the law says, though, that if they do find materials inside a book that meet the category of being pornographic, and there are specific acts that are included in this kind of material. If they do find that the Book of Mormon has pornographic material in it, then the book will be pulled from the library shelves. If not, then there's going to be another kind of more in-depth discussion about whether or not certain parts of it are age appropriate, and so it's possible that they could make the decision similar to what they did with the Bible, where they didn't find that it was sexually explicit or pornographic, but they did find that there were portions of it that were maybe too vulgar for elementary school and junior high school age kids. So that's the next step in the process when it comes to reviewing the Book of Mormon. Now when it comes to the Bible, you have a 3-member panel made up of members of the school board. They're going to look at the appeal that happened against, they're going to look at the appeal against the challenge on the Bible. Now, the Bible, the decision was made to take it from elementary school and junior high school shelves. They're going to take another close look at that, and maybe the board will come up with a new recommendation on what to do with the Bible, whether it could go back to the shelves or whether it needs to stay where it is.
When I was looking into this yesterday, Paul, I know that the Bible is not taught in the curriculum at all in the school, but where did all of this come from in the first place, and why so much noise now? Have we figured that part out?
As a matter of fact, the appeal happened, the challenge against the Bible happened 6 months ago, but the review board had to go through the entire Bible. So that's why it took so long. But a lot of people who are criticizing religious texts are using House Bill 374. That is the bill that was deemed to keep pornographic materials away from children in school libraries. But they're using the exact same bill that a lot of parents were using about other books that they believed had pornographic materials in it. So you have some groups that are saying if you they don't necessarily like the idea of pulling any of the books, but they do say that if you want to have this law, then you have to apply the exact same standard all across the board and not to show favorites when it comes to, say, religious works like the Bible.
Well, Paul, this could get interesting. Thanks for breaking it down for us. We appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, so let's take a look at this. Attempts to ban and restrict books at schools and public libraries set a new record in 2022, according to a new report from the American Library Association. The group noted that more than 2,500 books were objected to. There were nearly 1,300 demands to censor library books in 2022 versus 729 challenges in 2021. Again, that source coming from the folks that cover all of this a lot more than we do. This is very new, very interesting, looking specifically at Bible bans or ban attempts. Now, earlier this year in Florida, the Escambria County Public School District took the Bible out of circulation briefly before the state legislature deemed it appropriate instructional resources in public schools. In the Keller Independent School District in Texas, the Bible had been reviewed years ago, but a new local policy put into place last August required the book and all other books to be reviewed, and it was also deemed appropriate. Let's go to Missouri now, the Wentzville School District, where 220 books, including the children's Bible stories, were pulled as the district wanted to review if there was sexually explicit material. The district found that the stories were not in violation of state law, and thus they were returned to shelves. See, we're not the first to have this conversation, but we do want to hear from you at home. Do you agree with Davis School District's reasoning for banning the Bible in certain school libraries? You can scan the QR code on your screen to weigh in. We are keeping you busy with the QR code tonight. Just keep your phone up the whole show. So right now, we just changed. Look at that, 46% saying the ban was unnecessary, but closely behind there. Too vulgar and too violent. I don't know. Not for me to decide, I'll tell you that. I don't envy the board, though, that always has to make these decisions.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
There we go. And that's the perspective we were looking for on a Friday. Any quick hits looking into the weekend here weather-wise?
No, a little bit drier as we move into Sunday, so we'll see more sunshine. Temperatures stay very comfortable, but we climb back into the 80s on Sunday. Our normal high now is approaching 80 degrees, so we're right where we need to be, and everything should be good. But remember, those rivers and streams are still fast, they're cold, they're dangerous. Stay away from them. Watch your kids and your pets, and make sure that they're way away from those dangerous spots.
And in certain spots, keep an eye on the sky, too.
Yeah, central and southern Utah tomorrow, for example, and then things dry out nicely as we move ahead.
Thank you, Sterling.
Yep.
Thanks for watching 2 News Live tonight. We're back Monday at 5:30. Hope to see you again for more in-depth conversations. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Stay away from that fast-moving water. We don't want to put you on the news.
No, we don't.
Have a great night.